Hello everyone, hope you all are staying calm and composed. Stay safe, stay strong. With that note, Cornerstone today will be starting their online session on the do's and don'ts in parenting. To keep it simple, we will look into the do's and don'ts in parenting through alphabets. We will be addressing 3 do's and don'ts under each alphabet, and today's alphabet is A. So the 3 do's under A alphabet are affection, acknowledge and apologize. The first one is affection. Now, affection simply does not mean cuddling, hugging, kissing, petting and pampering at frequent intervals. Yes, they are important ways of expressing your love to your children. Affection is the key and the only tool through which you can win the hearts of your children. The research says that children who are with affectionate parents tend to be more happier and resilient, which means they will be able to handle any challenges that they face in their lives at ease, and also they will be able to come out of those situations much quicker, faster, and very easily also they do come out of those situations. Research also says children who are deprived of affection, they are affected mentally and physically, and they are also filled with emotional problems throughout their lives. Affection is nothing but letting your child know, giving a sense of confirmation that at any point of time, whatever the situation may be, at any circumstances, my parents will stand by my side. The second do is acknowledge. Acknowledging does not mean that you need to respond to every action or word of your child. Acknowledging simply means that you are trying to be empathetical towards your children. Empathetical or being empathetical means that you're trying to understand your children better, placing yourselves in their positions so that you try to be more passive in your reactions and not being aggressive. You start thinking as to why and what made my child behave like that. There's a famous quote by the African American author. It goes like this: people will forget what you said to them, people will forget what you did to them, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Yes, parents, this is very important. It's very important how you make your child feel towards you. It's the emotional bonding. You need to really work hard towards this. And the third do is apologize. We need to teach our child through the ethical behaviors, through our own examples. It might be embarrassing at times, but still we need to apologize and explain to them as to what made us behave like that. It's okay not to have mood swings, to be upset at times. But how we react to those situations, how we handle the mood swings is more important. Slamming doors, yelling is not okay at all. We need to be really careful in avoiding certain actions that we do not want our child to emulate from us, which means those actions which we don't want our child to adapt from us. That's very important, because a child keenly notes what we talk, how we walk, and how we react towards certain situations. Also, we need to sit down with the child and console the child, letting them know that we truly understand that they were hurt, scared and nervous, and also we need to give them a confirmation that you will avoid such situations in the future. Now, coming to the don'ts. The first one is academics. Yes, parents, knowingly or unknowingly, our interactions and conversations with our children keeps winding with the words like academics, studies, books, homework. Even during the holidays or even during the weekends, our interactions, we constantly keep reminding our children about the books, the academics, the studies and the handwriting especially. We tell them to write a page of handwriting in their English language or in their second or third language. And we ask them to read the math tables so that they don't forget when they get back to school once the school reopens. Now imagine a child comes back home after spending almost 6 to 7 hours in a classroom in front of a teacher who has got a controlling attitude, and in an atmosphere where the child is surrounded with books, pencils, blackboard, tables and desks, homework, classwork books, etc. And when he comes home, the momentary question that you throw on them is, what homework you have today? Do you have a test tomorrow? Please, parents, try to be empathetical. Put yourselves in their position. Now, Just think about it. Will you be able to sit down in a classroom for 6 to 7 hours for almost 5 to 6 continuous days? Is it possible, parents? Actually, we need to appreciate our children. Children are doing at ease for several days together what we cannot do even for a single day. So please, parents, allow them to relax at home. Home is the only place where they are themselves. Hopefully, we will reduce talking to our children about studies and academics during their holidays and have more quality time spent. The second one is being administrative towards our children. Being administrative towards our children is absolutely wrong. We are not the leaders, we are not the takeovers, and we are not person of authority over them. No human brain will accept commands and instructions on continuous basis, and for a child it's even more difficult. Not urging them to do certain tasks constantly, they will not receive it in a pleasant way. No, instead you can sit with them, discuss with them, lay a schedule plan, and tell them that during the holidays, out of the 24 hours in a day, the child sleeps for almost 8 to 10 hours. And in the balance 14 hours, you allow the child to be very relaxed at home, doing whatever pleases them, whatever they want to, however they want to spend their time. They can eat, play, watch television, do what interests them. But also tell them that they need to allot at least 30 minutes on daily basis to keep their room and things tidy, but you need to assist them and be supportive during that time. Now that 30 minutes again you can use as the quality time tool. Spend the time with your child by doing the cleaning work, but having pep talks, singing together, so that the child loves to be with you. Create a sense of a crave that the child loves your company. And the third don't is anger. Being angry is very normal, but what the outcome of anger is what we need to be cautious about. Generally, when an individual is angry, they tend to yell, scream, shout, and be extremely loud. Now, research says that when we shout out of anger, the child receives only the loud voice and not the content, and the child is filled with fear. Generally, obedience comes out of fear. So when obedience comes out of fear, it indirectly affects the active growth of the brain, which curtails the curiosity level in every child, and which directly affects the imaginary skills in the child as well. So remember, parents, when you are angry, please do not have conversations or interactions with your child, for that matter with anyone. Allow yourself to calm down, move out of the place, have a sip, take your time, and then come back and express your views so that the outcome is more positive. So with that, parents, we have come to the end of the do's and don'ts of A alphabet. Hope to connect with you in a couple of days' time with the do's and don'ts of B alphabet. Please stay connected and share your comments and feedback and likes with us. Please don't forget to click the notification button with the bell symbol, and kindly support us by subscribing our channel. Also, if you want to connect with us directly, kindly write to us and call us. Thank you so much, parents.